The bloody belly comb jelly shines in
bloody belly comb jelly. Is it me or why does that sound like an Italian brain rot, bro? I'm sorry, my brain's fried. Yeah, it's your guys' fault. It's not mine. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the FKN. Now today, bro, we got Why Deep Sea Creatures Get Creepier the Deeper You Go by Mr. Science, bro. Shout out Mr. Science. That's it's not a small channel, but relatively small with 23K. And this video has 4.2 mil views in 3 weeks, bro. That is actually insane. And we're gonna see why this has so many views, bro. I love learning about the ocean and stuff. You guys remember that one video we watched about how deep the ocean actually is. And so this is gonna be pretty much a part 2 to that, because we're gonna be learning about the real sea creatures, or should we say aliens. I don't know what the hell's down there, but it's something, so we gotta learn about it, right? So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see. Real footage? No way. Yo, that's actually like, bro, what the f is that? It's like a spider mixed with an octopus and a squid. Like, this is creepy. All right.
Beneath the surface of our oceans lies a world we were never meant to see. A realm where light dies and life takes on forms.
Now, one thing we do know though from the videos we watched so far is that the reason that these animals, that they're considered animals, right? Or creatures, I don't know, animals, creatures, whatever you want to call them. The reason that they look the way they do is because, as you guys know, the deeper you go in the ocean, you know, the more the pressure is and stuff. And like their bodies are like literally contorted and constructed to be able to live down there in these depths. So I think that's why their faces and stuff look like that. Whereas I feel like if they go up to, you know, higher pressures or something, I don't know if they would immediately die, but I feel like they would look different for sure.
Shouldn't be possible.
But they're still scary though. Jeez. Oh my god, like what the f— holy.
As we descend deeper, crossing the sunlight zone, then the twilight zone, then the midnight zone, the creatures we encounter turn progressively stranger.
Like, bro, I can see his whole brain. I can see his neurons moving. What he's thinking about right now. Bro's depressed. He got balls in his head. Look at this one. Ugh. Oh my gosh.
We've sent rovers to Mars.
Is that Wally?
We've mapped distant galaxies. But the deep sea, we've explored less than 5% of it.
That's insane.
We know
Oh my
more
gosh.
about the surface of the moon than we do about what's happening 6,000 feet below our own oceans.
Chad, that's actually fucking insane to think about. Like, you guys don't understand how crazy that is? We know more about the moon and certain planets and stuff and about our space, you know, solar system than we do about what's in the ocean, bro. And it's so crazy because obviously we can't see space vividly. We can see the ocean. We go to ocean. Yeah, we can't, you know, dive that deep, but we can dive pretty damn deep if you have the right equipment and stuff. So it's like we can actually see things, but yet we know but yet we don't know nothing about what's down here, almost, you know? If that makes sense. Like, that's insane to me. We know so little. That's what I was trying to say. My bad. All right, bro. Just every time we're at the beach,
the ocean is.
Every time we're at the beach, chat, we just, you know, just think about what's thousands of feet below. Like once you get to the deep part, like just imagine yourself just going down and down and down and down. Like,
and full of life. Sunlight fuels plankton blooms, which feed fish, which feed entire food chains stretching from coral reefs to whales.
Bro, whales are so cool.
But drop below 200 meters, and that light begins to fade.
Yep.
We are now entering the twilight zone, a vast belt of ocean stretching down to 1 kilometer deep. Here, the sun's rays are too weak for photosynthesis. The forests of plankton vanish. There are no plants, no green energy, only the slow snowfall of particles drifting from above. Tiny fragments of plankton, waste, and the remains of the dead. Scientists call it marine snow. To us, it looks insignificant. To the creatures here, it is life itself.
Really?
And where there is food, there is life. But not life as we know it. The animals of the Twilight Zone have evolved into some of the strangest forms on Earth. Many are transparent, their bodies like glass. The glass squid drifts with organs barely visible, a ghost.
Bro, I can see bro's lungs. I can see him breathing. Like, what is this? They all got transparent skin, bro. Like, what? Like, imagine like us humans, we just go out, we just, you know, see everything. Well, we don't want to do that, but that's like the same thing for these animals, bro. I guess you really can see how people deeply feel down here, you know? How they feel deep inside, literally. No.
Almost invisible, its eyes the only solid feature. Why so many species take on transparency here is still a mystery. It may be
I was about to ask
camouflage,
why.
a way to vanish in the faintest light. Or perhaps a way to conserve energy in a world where every pigment costs more than it gives back. Others choose the opposite strategy, not invisibility, but light. In the gloom, some creatures create their own glow.
Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking in my head too when he said that, you know what I'm saying, for camouflage. I'm like, well, they kind of like, it gives them like a glowy feel to it, you know? So maybe it is for that, to actually see them, you know, for their family members or whatever. But that's just crazy though. Like all of them are clear. Like, there has to be a certain reason for that. I wonder if it has to do with the pressure or something like.
But light. In the gloom,
or just a twilight.
Some creatures create their own glow through a chemical reaction known as bioluminescence.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, bro.
To us, it's dazzling. Flashing dots, glowing patterns, entire bodies flickering like lanterns.
Wow.
But here, light is survival. Some use it to lure prey, some to find a mate, and some to disappear. This trick is called counter-illumination.
You could definitely disappear
From below,
here.
Predators can spot a dark silhouette against the faint shimmer above. To hide, animals like the firefly squid cover their bellies with light-producing organs. They adjust the brightness to perfectly match the glow from the surface, erasing their outline and vanishing into the background.
What? Oh my gosh, that's such a camouflage right there.
And vanishing
look at this.
Into the background.
You're not seeing this, bro. You're seeing this, but not that. Especially if you're not paying attention.
It is camouflage by imitation, making light to disappear into light.
I mean, that's the function right there.
Games. The bloody belly comb jelly shines in
bloody belly comb jelly. Is it me or why does that sound like an Italian brain rot, bro? I'm sorry, my brain's fried. Yeah, it's your guys' fault. It's not mine.
Other species play stranger games. The bloody belly comb jelly shines in deep red.
Bro,
down here, red light never penetrates, making the jelly appear completely black. Inside its stomach,
but you still don't got the N-word pass though, all right?
Bioluminescent prey is concealed, hidden from predators that might otherwise detect its glow. In a world defined by light, or the lack of it, every adaptation revolves around who can be seen and who cannot. But the Twilight Zone
what the hell is this? Like a giant centipede.
Holds more than tricks of light. It also hosts some of the ocean's greatest spectacles. Each night, as darkness falls above, billions of creatures rise from the depths. Lanternfish, squid, jellies, an entire army of the deep, climbing towards the surface to feed on plankton under cover of night. At dawn, they sink back down, vanishing into the gloom. This vast daily movement is called the diel vertical migration. It is the largest synchronized migration on Earth.
Wow.
Greater in numbers than all herds, all flocks, all swarms combined. And yet, despite its scale, this event remained hidden until World War II. Naval sonar operators detected a mysterious false seabed, a dense layer that rose every night and sank every morning.
That's how they found it.
It wasn't the ocean floor at all. It was life. An entire invisible world moving as one. The Twilight Zone is where the familiar rules of life begin to bend, where transparency is armor, where light is used to hide, where billions of animals rise and fall in a rhythm older than humanity itself.
Wow.
This is the threshold of the deep. The first...
Bro just sharded mid-water. That's crazy.
This is
hold on. You guys saw that?
Deep.
He was like, yeah, let me go ahead and leave this here. I'm done now.
The first layer of a world we still
cannot
explain. Past 1 kilometer, all sunlight.
Bro, but that's crazy, bro. How like you said, that's like the biggest group thing that happens in the world. Like, we're not talking about just the ocean, bro. Like any herds or anything, you know, on the surface area. Like, that's the biggest thing that happens. And they all move as a group, and they're all like blending in and using their light, their camouflage and stuff to, I guess, blend in, you know, to not be seen, because they just don't want to be seen, bro. And they use the light in the opposite way that we use light. We use light to see things. They use light to make everything not see it.
Disappears. We have reached the Midnight Zone, a realm stretching down to 4,000 meters. Here, there is no dawn, no dusk, only endless night. Temperatures hover just above freezing. The pressure...
How many feet was this? Or meters, I mean. About 3,000 to 4,000? That's crazy.
The pressure is hundreds of times greater than at the surface. To human eyes, this seems like a world where nothing could survive. And yet, it is here that evolution becomes most creative. Take the dragonfish.
Oh my gosh.
Unlike most creatures, it can produce red bioluminescence. To most eyes in the deep sea, red light is invisible, which makes the dragonfish...
Like, chat, this does not seem natural at all, bro. Like, this literally seems like it was made in a lab, or like this is CGI or something. The fact that this is a real animal, real creature is, oh my gosh, it's just completely black, had that red outline. Look at these teeth, bro. Like, this looks unreal. This is like a piece of venom or something. Like, you know, what's that thing called, bro? That like just goes all over the place, the black stuff.
A private searchlight. It illuminates prey without giving itself away.
Like venom got on a fish.
Mysterious, its eyes are specially adapted to detect this hidden color. It's as though the dragonfish has invented a secret wavelength seen only by itself.
Wow.
Other predators here are masters of disappearance. Some fish are cloaked in ultra-black skin, so efficient at absorbing light that it reflects less than 0.5% of what...
Y'all still don't got the N-word pass, so calm down, bro. Y'all in the ocean talking about...
...is it. Even when a spotlight from a submarine beams directly on them, they almost vanish. And then there are the anglerfish.
Oh my gosh.
Perhaps the strangest hunters in the deep. The female dangles a luminous lure in front of her mouth, drawing in unsuspecting prey. But her greatest mystery lies in reproduction. Males are born tiny, weak, and helpless. Their only task is to find a female, a nearly impossible feat in the vast dark ocean.
Wow.
When he does, he latches onto her with special jaws, fusing his body into hers.
What?
His organs wither away until he is little more than a sack of sperm, permanently attached, nourished by her blood.
Oh my gosh. No, that's actually insane. So bro literally cannot live without women, bro. I mean, we can't either. We can't evolve without women. Women are so beautiful and important to the world. But even in the sea, bro. But this is a little, that's a little taking it too far, bro. I gotta give away my whole body to that bitch? Are we dead ass now? Like, bro, all he had was his ball sack. That's all that's left.
It is one of the most extreme forms of sexual adaptation known in the animal kingdom.
Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? When people talk freaky and be like, I want to be inside you, they're not being serious. They don't want a dead ass be inside you. Like, never mind, bro.
Not every animal here is a hunter. Some are opportunists, scavengers waiting for the fall of food from above. A single whale carcass sinking to this depth becomes an oasis, feeding entire communities for decades.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense though, because I always be thinking like, what the hell be happening, you know, when creatures pass away in the ocean? They just sink to the bottom and shit. Whatever is eating it. Like, god damn, look at all these. Are these considered octopuses? They look like octopuses. The hell?
And yet, even with submersibles, what we know of this zone is fragmentary. For every species documented, scientists believe dozens remain unknown.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because if we only know so much about the ocean, you know what I'm saying, we can only go so deep with the technology we have and stuff, and actually being able to see shit. And then just imagine the things that we don't see, even if we do go that far, because just like how we're describing in this video, how these fish have, you know, certain abilities to blend in or camouflage or not be seen and stuff. So it's like, how many more species are we just not seeing on top of what we just don't already know?
Into the Midnight Zone uncovers creatures never before seen by science. Animals with glowing eyes, needle-like teeth, or bodies so fragile they disintegrate when brought to the surface.
Jeez.
This is the Midnight Zone, a world where light is weapon, where invisibility is survival, where even reproduction follows rules beyond our imagination.
Like what? I mean, that one where he
4
went into the
kilometers
woman's
down,
body.
we leave the open waters and touch the bottom of the abyss. This is the abyssal plain, one of the largest habitats on Earth, covering more than half of the planet's surface.
All right.
And yet, it is also one of the least understood. Here, there are no landmarks, no coral reefs, no kelp forests, no towering mountains. Only a vast desert of mud stretching for thousands of kilometers in every direction.
Yeah, that makes sense though, because if you think about it, going this deep, all the pressure that happens in there and stuff, like there's no way for anything else to live except, you know, the creatures that live down here. But I'm talking about, you know, plants and stuff, anything where it needs, you know, the photosynthesis or any type of air pressure and stuff, like there's nothing that can live this deep and actually, you know, stay in this habitat other than if you're specifically made for it being a creature. So that also opens the question of like their food and stuff too. Now I'm thinking about it, like the deeper we go, pretty much the less, like, I guess, you know, easy foods to digest is just not there. So like what the hell they be eating on for real?
Temperatures never rise above 4 degrees Celsius. Food is scarce.
See?
Survival here demands strategies unlike anywhere else on Earth.
The hell is that?
One adaptation is size. Many animals of the abyss are giants compared to their shallow water relatives.
I would imagine, yeah.
Giant isopods, the size of puppies, scuttle across the sediment.
Oh my gosh.
Amphipods, normally tiny, can grow longer than a human hand. Even
What?
the colossal squid, among the largest invertebrates alive, is thought to prowl these depths. Scientists call this phenomenon
But I feel like the squid is like the most scary thing of like just being down here this deep. Like that's the one creature I would not want to have a fight with, bro. Like give me anything else.
deep sea gigantism. But why it occurs remains an open mystery. Some suggest it conserves energy. Others think it provides better defense against scarce predators. The truth is, we still don't know.
Like look at that, bro.
Another oasis of life arrives when giants from above fall. A dead whale sinking to the abyssal plain becomes a rare jackpot.
Yeah, I feel like this is like I feel like this feels like a jackpot every time something drops, you know, because obviously if something dies in the ocean, it's just gonna keep dropping. Like it doesn't just stop, you know what I'm saying? Unless something's probably holding it up, you know, like hundreds, thousands of fish holding it up or something, if that's even possible. They have the strength for that. But yeah, something falling down, I feel like they just wait for that every day. It's like, please, something fall down, please today, bro. I'm hungry as shit. Like
Within hours, scavengers gather. Sharks, hagfish, amphipods. Soon after, stranger creatures move in. Bone-eating
God.
worms called osedacs colonize the skeleton,
bone-eating
feeding on
worms?
oils locked inside the bones.
Oh my gosh.
Entire ecosystems spring up on a single carcass, lasting decades, until all that remains is dust.
Yo.
Other animals here survive.
I still can't. This nigga looking at me. Anyways, I still can't get over the fact that these worms can literally eat bones. Like we got, you know what I'm saying, the skin of it, the meat of it, and then we got motherfuckers eating the juice of the bones. That's how crazy these motherfuckers are down here, bro.
Entire ecosystems spring up on a single carcass, lasting decades, until all that remains is dust.
Yeah, for a whale,
Other animals here.
a whale, that makes sense for them to last that long because there's just so much bone, so much meat, everything that they can just all share for decades. Decades is kind of long though. I would say like a couple years, but I mean there is like I don't think there's that much shit down here, but we also don't know. So
Dust. Other animals here survive on less dramatic meals. The vampire squid, despite its terrifying name, is not a predator at all. It collects drifting particles of marine snow using long, sticky filaments.
Oh my god.
Even in the oxygen-starved depths, it thrives, using a blood pigment with the highest oxygen affinity of any known cephalopod.
What? Bro, look at that fucking eye, bro. It's so damn big. Bro can see everything. You can see the future.
In this desert of silt and silence, life is slow. Creatures grow slowly, reproduce rarely, and live for centuries. The Greenland
that's something that I was thinking about too, bro. Like living this deep and stuff obviously is a scarce amount of food, very hard to just habitat. So it's like the reproduction is not like as crazy as it is higher up in the ocean. And also that makes sense that they would be living for centuries, because I'm thinking in my head, like, if it's so hard to live down there and stuff, like how are these motherfuckers not just go extinct? And that makes sense because they be living for centuries, bro. That's honestly a amazing feat for these creatures to be living that fucking long in such, I guess, harsh conditions, you know?
Shark, which can dwell at these depths, may live over 400 years, the longest
400?
lifespan of any vertebrate known.
What?
Time itself seems to move differently here. And yet, even the abyss is not empty. Each grain of sediment hides countless microbes, recycling nutrients, sustaining a hidden food web that we are only beginning to map. The abyssal plains remind us of Earth's scale. They cover more territory than all forests, grasslands, and deserts combined, yet remain largely unseen, unexplored, and unexplained.
That's what makes the ocean so fucking scary, Chet, because like you just explained, this, you know, abysmal, what we're talking about right now is largely undiscovered. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it we do not and probably won't ever know until future times. But it is proven to cover more than any, you know, forest, jungle, like anything on the surface that we can, you know, physically see and stuff. And we know very, very little about it. And that goes to show how bewildering the ocean really is, bro. And we just know nothing about it. Super mysterious.
Largely unseen, unexplored, and unexplained. Beyond the abyssal plain lies an even deeper frontier. The trenches.
Abyssal.
Carved by tectonic forces, these are the scars of the Earth, places where one plate of the planet's crust slides beneath another, pulling the ocean floor down into unfathomable depths. Here begins the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the underworld. It stretches from 6,000 meters.
I ain't going nowhere in Hades world, bro. I only know Hades from God of War, bro.
All the way down to the deepest known point on Earth, nearly 11,000 meters below the surface. To put that in perspective, if Mount Everest were dropped into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be more than a mile underwater. Conditions here are almost beyond comprehension. Temperatures remain near freezing. Pressures can exceed 1,000 times what we experience at the surface.
1,000 times?
To a human body, it would be instantly fatal.
Hell yeah.
And yet, life not
only... It would get crushed like, you know how we get the bags of chips after we're done and we just crush them up, throw them in the trash? That's literally how your body would be, bro.
He survives here.
Probably faster.
It thrives. Among the most astonishing creatures are the snailfish that inhabit the very bottom of trenches. Fragile, gelatinous, with thin, translucent skin, they look too delicate to exist in such a hostile world. Yet they are the deepest living vertebrates ever discovered, thriving where no other fish can. Their bodies lack rigid bones, and their cell structures are reinforced with unique molecules that keep proteins functioning under crushing pressure.
Like, that's just insane. Just the biological details of these fucking fish that live in a place where there's 1,000 times more pressure than the ocean above, bro. Like, we wanted to know just the specific details that they have inside them to keep them running, to keep them even alive, to have a chance at living, and then being able to live as long as they do too, bro. Because I'm sure just like the fish above, they live for centuries as well. Like, they have to, because look at just how difficult it is to live down here, bro.
Functioning under crushing pressure. Other inhabitants are smaller but no less extraordinary. Amphipods, shrimp-like crustaceans, swarm across the trench floor in huge numbers.
What?
Recent studies found plastic fibers inside their bodies, proof that even these most remote habitats are touched by human waste. It is a sobering reminder that the deep is not as isolated as we once believed.
Yeah, that's why you don't throw trash and shit in the ocean, bro. Or just where it's not supposed to be in general.
At hydrothermal vents along trench walls, life takes an even stranger turn. Here,
what's going on? Why is it smoking?
Not on sunlight or marine snow, but on chemicals spewing from the Earth's crust.
Really?
Hydrogen sulfide, methane, even metals dissolve.
They feed on methane? What? Yeah, they different. Yeah, I mean, they have to be to live down here, but just straight methane, all this shit, yo, that's insane. Give me some of that. I'm hungry. I want some methane.
Water. Entire communities of worms, clams, and crabs depend on these microscopic pioneers. It is a food web based on chemistry, not photosynthesis, showing us that life can exist in conditions utterly alien to the surface. These discoveries fuel a larger question. If life can adapt to such extremes here on Earth, could it not also exist on other worlds?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Icy moons like Europa and Enceladus hide oceans beneath their frozen crusts, warmed not by sunlight, but by internal heat. To study the hadal zone is to glimpse the possibilities of extraterrestrial oceans. And
hell yeah, bro. That's why, dude, I'm not like a big old aliens are coming to the Earth fan or whatever, but one thing I do believe is that there is absolutely no way that we're the only living species on other planets, like, or on this planet we're the only living species, blah blah, other than animals, blah blah. You get what I'm saying? But I'm talking about on other planets, like there's no way that there's not living things there. Like there's no way. How big our solar system is, and you're telling me there's no living life anywhere? Come on, dude. That has to be naive.
Despite its importance, we know almost nothing about the trenches. Fewer people have visited the Mariana Trench.
Like if they're, like he just said, if the ocean is inhabiting these creatures that can adapt to this much pressure and anything that, you know, comes with just going deeper and deeper down the ocean. So imagine like what they could do on other planets, bro.
Then have stood on the surface of the moon. Each dive brings back creatures unknown to science, from translucent sea cucumbers drifting like parachutes, to gelatinous blobs with no clear anatomy, to microbes whose metabolisms remain a mystery. For centuries, humans imagined the trenches as lifeless voids, silent graves beneath the sea. What we found instead is resilience. Life that bends, reshapes, and reinvents itself to endure the most extreme pressures imaginable.
I ain't gonna lie, if you a creature living down there, you are him. All hats off to you, bro. Be able to live in these conditions, yeah, you're definitely him.
All we have seen, the deep sea remains a world of questions. More than 80% of the ocean is still unexplored. Each dive into the depths, each ROV expedition brings back creatures never before imagined. Transparent fish, glowing worms, jellies that break every rule of biology.
You know, one thing I'm thinking of too, chat, that I feel like makes a difference, because one point he brought up earlier was like that one of the fish like he didn't specifically say they didn't have bones, but he said something revolving around the bones of their body and stuff. And I'm like what if like the more pressure that the ocean gets, like the deeper that goes, the trench and stuff, I feel like maybe a reason why they're able to adapt is that they don't have regular bone structures or just even the same structure at all as the other creatures above, and that maybe makes them able to adapt to the pressure in a way because they don't have shit in them to crush. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to go? Like, I wonder if that has something to do with it.
It's a world where discovery is not rare, but constant. Even among the animals we know, so much remains unsolved. Why do so many deep-sea creatures grow to enormous sizes? The giant isopods, the colossal squid, the amphipods the length of a human hand. Why do others turn nearly invisible, or cloak themselves in ultra-black skin that absorbs almost all light? The greatest mystery of all? Maybe bioluminescence. Nearly 3/4 of deep-sea life produces light, yet the reasons vary wildly. Hunting, hiding, mating, or simply surviving.
Yeah.
We still cannot explain how many of these species evolved such complex chemical systems, or why some can glow in colors that no other animal can see. There are deeper puzzles still.
That's crazy.
These are mysteries without explanation. Perhaps that is what makes them so powerful. They remind us that Earth still holds secrets. Secrets worth protecting. Secrets worth discovering.
Just another video proving that we don't know shit. You know, in relation to how huge the mystery is of the sea, of the ocean, and everything that lives underneath that we don't know about. We basically know nothing, bro. And that's a good thing though, but also just, you know, it just makes you wonder just the possibilities of anything, bro. Because I feel like, you know, as humans, as we explore things in the ocean stuff, I feel like we're just constantly getting surprised by something else, you know. like the bioluminescence of the fish. Like that's insane. They have colors and stuff. Some are translucent. They can adapt to certain pressures. Like all that is mysteries that we know that they can because of just the science of the ocean, and we can figure that out, but we don't know why. And that's the thing that is very astonishing about all this, is that, you know, at some point we might understand the why, and that might be crazy to even understand. And even when we do understand the why, it's still